you guys. So today's video is going to be an excuse for me to sit down and pile on an ungodly amount of makeup. This look was largely inspired by Painted by Spencer. I will leave his channel down below. He recently did this like really cool like plummy colored eye on his channel and I enjoyed it. Plus I just kind of enjoyed watching a makeup artist on YouTube who isn't starting a YouTube channel to promote their makeup line. Like no tea, no shade, but it's just, it's the worst when you get to watch a makeup artist kind of share their skills and their techniques and they're really just trying to plug their products. Like, teach me the things. I want to know all the things. And I think Spencer's new channel is very that. And if you guys know any other pro MUAs who have channels who are focusing a lot on tutorials, please leave them down below because I want to watch them all. Other than that, I don't have much else to say. Make sure you are subscribed if you are not. Check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. Come hang out with me on Patreon and check out my podcast. That's also down below. This is a chit chat get ready with me video, which means I will have a naked face in 3, 2, 1. Okay, brows are done, eyes are primed, and today I woke up and just really felt like piling on a lot of makeup. And I was inspired to do so by Painted by Spencer. I've been following him on Instagram for a long time, and lo and behold, he started a YouTube channel and he did this like plummy colored eyeshadow look that I thought was super beautiful on this model, and I just felt like doing something similar. I don't know if it'll be exactly the same, but I just kind of wanted to go with that vibe. So for the majority of this look, I'm going to be working out of the Makeup Geek Matrix system, the colorful palette, and using mostly the shades in this little section. My monitor is backwards, so it's always so hard for me to line this up. So in this section right here, and then maybe some of these as like transition shades. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to start with a fluffy brush. You guys ask me in every video what this brush is. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH30. I can't read the numbers, it's all coming off. I always use this to lay down my transition shade because it makes it really light and sheer and kind of like a wash of color, which on my particular eyes, I always work in lighter colors and bigger brushes and darker colors and smaller brushes. So that's why I always go in with such a big fluffy one to begin with. And to create my transition shade, I'm actually going to mix Tuscan Sun and Peach for the Stars. So this is a clear peachy shade. You probably have a blush. Actually, you probably have a blush similar to either of these colors. So if you don't have an eyeshadow like that, you can definitely just use a peachy pink blush. Just gonna start working this into the upper crease. Next, I'm going to take this light purple kind of plummy shade. At the top, my fingers are covered in eyeshadow because before I turned the camera on, I was just trying to play with colors and figure out what I was in the mood for. It's weird how I can go such a long time and being like, I want no fuss, minimal makeup, and then all of a sudden, literally one day, and it's been prior to today, I wake up and I just want to slather myself in like the most glam, heavy glam I can come up with. It's really weird. Just gonna focus this in the outer corner like so. See how I'm feathering it in? That's gonna help create the shape that I want, which is kind of like this wing. I don't want it to touch my brow. I'm not a big fan of when your eyeshadow touches your brows. It kind of ends up looking like you just have like circles stamped on your face. So if I just kind of lightly take it in that direction, but we don't do it to completion, I think it gets the job done. Then I'm going to take my fluffy brush and just blend what I added. So I think what I want to do is take this color all the way in. This is still that second shade we went in with. And I'm going to pat that all over the lid. Really wish I had a cream shadow to lay down underneath it. So we're basically just going to be moving down this row. So we have this as our secondary color and the color all over our lid. And now we're going to put this one a little bit more, just kind of in this outer corner, creating more depth and dimension. And I don't think I'm going to keep this totally matte. I don't think I like full-blown matte, colorful looks all the time. I think they look really dry. Is that weird that I think that? So we'll just see how this goes. But I'm just taking that darker shade and using this mostly to zhuzh up the outer corner. We're gonna pull this up and out. So you can see it's way darker than that first shade. You guys, I want a pretty hand mirror so bad. So if you guys know where I can get pretty hand mirrors, because I just need one to look into. I watch YouTubers sometimes do tutorials and it looks like they're using their viewfinder as a mirror. I cannot do that. I need my mirror in my face. But it's not a pretty mirror, so I feel like the least I could do if I'm gonna have my mirror in my face the whole time is make it something nice to look at. I don't want a mirror with a logo on it. So like I see Anastasia Beverly Hills has mirrors with like, you know, their logo on it. I don't want that. Just something pretty, just something pretty. So I'm gonna take this little brush right here. This is a Sigma E47. I do not know if they make this anymore, but there's a brush line called Cosette, that I see all over Instagram, and they definitely make these tiny little detailed brushes like this. And I'm just gonna go in with the darkest color in this quad, I guess, this row. Start really focusing this mostly, like, sometimes when I do this type of a look, I'll take this in pretty far, but I really wanna focus on keeping this pretty much exclusively out in the outer corner, like as close to the actual corner of my eye as possible, and just kind of creating like a little wing with it. So my plan is to really make this outer corner super dark, but I don't know if I like this being totally matte the way it is. I'm just not a fan of it. So I'm gonna attempt to take some shimmery kind of pinky maroon colors from this Visesart palette. Unless I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury or my Tom Ford quads, I use the Matrix Geek system and these two Visesart palettes for pretty much everything, and thus far I haven't run into many problems. So the one Visesart palette is all shimmers and metallics, and the other one is just a rainbow palette that actually has like a good little bit of neutrals in it as well. Side note, I'm dying to do something like green and blue with like a warm brown crease. Every time I say crease, it sounds so dirty. I think I'm gonna do this one. So it just kind of looks like this. It ended up lightening that color up a little bit, but I don't know if I care. And I feel like now we're moving into pink territory with this. Is this pink now? Have we turned pink? I think it's pink. Whatever. So usually when I do my eyeshadow on camera, I do lashes and liner immediately before I move on to the rest of the face, but I'm not gonna do that today because I want to be able to see the full spectrum of my eye as I go in to connect my outer corner with my lower lash line, and sometimes like when my lashes are in the way, I can't do that. So let's do full beat on the face. Like I'm thinking I'm gonna bake and everything today. Like I'm really just feeling like going for it. I'm gonna apply some eye cream first though, because I just feel like applying eye cream right before you apply your concealer, especially if you're gonna bake or something along those lines, it makes a huge difference in making the eye area look smooth and hydrated and not so dry. Side note, I took my nails off. I had to take them off because of isolation, and then I went and got them put back on when some stuff started opening back up around me. And I had them off for such a long time before I put them back on that once they were back on, I was like, so many things I can't do. So now I've almost fully committed to never having them on again. The only problem is, you guys, I'm a grown woman who bites her nails like as if they taste like hot Cheetos or something. Ew, that would be gross. I just bite my nails obsessively, and I bite them so much that like they bleed and they hurt. And that's the main reason I've always had fake nails, because I can't bite them. It'll screw my teeth up. I also feel like it just looks really bad on camera. Like, I don't want to live my life for the camera either. So I don't know. What do you guys do? How do you grow your nails out? How do you stop biting them? Please help me. This is like a huge thing I would love to overcome in 2020 if I can't do anything else this year. So I'm going to apply some under eye corrector. This is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Concealer. I've been using this for like a year and I friggin' love it. Go ahead and starting kind of this motion right here with my concealer. In the Painted by Spencer videos I've been watching, he talks about this a lot, this kind of really pulling your concealer up. And the funny thing is, a few videos back, which would have been over a month ago since I've been kind of absent on YouTube, I started doing this and I noticed a huge difference on camera. Like, it made my eyeshadow look sharper, it made my whole face look lifted. And I was like, am I imagining that? Is it really that big of a difference? And then when I was watching Spencer do his tutorials, I was like, I knew it! If you make a very deliberate attempt to pull this concealer up to this outer temple, snatch face. I'm not always a big fan of everything having to be snatched all the time, but like I said, I feel like putting on a lot of makeup today, so today I'm into it. So I'm gonna take foundation on this Smith 115 brush. You guys have been asking me on Instagram, I got a couple of comments about it recently, about my skin. Some of you guys have noticed that it's been in a lot, I mean, I'm breaking out a little bit right now, but prior to this current situation I have, my skin's been in a really good place, and I'm actually going to do a video either today, but if not today, very soon, about maybe not so much my current skincare routine, because it's so hard to tell you guys what my skincare routine is. My skincare routine just changes a lot, and it changes a lot because I do every day what I feel like my skin needs me to do. Like, there's days in a row where I don't even do anything to it at all, where I might wash it before I go to bed, but I'm not applying a full-blown skincare routine every day of my life, 365, rain or shine, because sometimes I can just tell my skin needs a break. There are certain products in my skincare routine that I think are my favorites, ones I've either repurchased multiple times or will repurchase multiple times, so I could definitely do a video about that. So for contour, I'm going to use the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate in Intensity 1 and the Wayne Goss number 12 brush. So what I'm focusing on is this angle. So I'm not holding my brush straight and doing contour, I'm holding it at an angle and doing it. I'm gonna take this sponge from Morphe. I like this one because it has this very clear, like sharp, straight edge. And I'm gonna take some of that foundation we had from earlier to clean it up. Instead of using concealer that's gonna be like brighter and more pigmented. And while I do want this to have the effect of cleaning it up and making my contour more defined, I don't want it to highlight under there. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? I thought putting my hair up like this would make it easier to work around, but somehow it's not. So I'm just gonna go up like so, and it kind of highlighted it anyway. It probably won't look so stark once I have my concealer on. I'm gonna take this brush right here to kind of blend this together. For concealer, not highlighter, I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy in the color Ginger. This is like a little closer to my skin tone as opposed to a brightening effect. And I'm going to apply this in the areas I always do, which is kind of like along my nose, and then a little bit this way, and then again with that very deliberate pull up method right there. And then I take a brush, which is a MAC 224 usually, and I'm just gonna meet them kind of in the middle. I'm gonna contour my nose using a eyeshadow brush. This is a Smith 247, and really I'm just gonna try to focus this on the end of my nose. This is really the only area I think I need it, because my bridge is actually pretty narrow. So sometimes when I take the contour all the way up there where I don't need it, it looks really obvious because it looks so natural now, you know. Blending your nose contour is so difficult because you need to blend it, but when you blend something, it blends out, meaning it expands. So like trying to blend it but not let it move too much is so hard, which is why I do my contour first, because then I can use concealer to clean it up. Okay, now I'm gonna take Custard, which is a lighter concealer. I know it seems like a lot, but here's the thing, you guys. On camera, like, I'm just gonna put one swipe of this on my hand. Do you see what that looks like? It looks like a lot, but it's just one swipe because it's a brighter color on a darker surface, and it's pigmented because it's concealer. So I've had comments before where people watch my channel, particularly when I do a complexion routine, and they'll be like, holy shit, you put on so much concealer, how is it not cakey and creasy? But it's not as much as you guys think it is. Like, that's a tiny little swipe I'm putting in these areas, and that alone, it just looks like a lot on camera. You have to take my word for it. I just do a little bit, and they happen to be brighter colors. It's the only thing I can figure about why it looks like so much. But lest you try to copy me and apply a crap ton, you're going to get creasy and cakey. But if you just do a little bit at a time, you should be fine. Ha! So you see how much brighter and like lifted that looks? We're not going to leave it like that. We're going to blend it very well. And then you want to keep your brushes nearby. Like, it's just like painting. I don't know if you guys paint or ever have. You don't just apply one layer of color or one tone of color and step away. You're gonna have to add and blend and blend and add, which is the main reason I'm always like kind of low maintenance with my makeup for the most time now, because like ain't nobody got time for that. But when I feel like doing it, I feel like doing it. Just ask my husband. So I'm gonna set under my eyes using the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. As always, I just don't know if you get a better under eye powder than this. It's just so smooth and hydrating, and it doesn't get cakey or dry looking. Like, it's just perfect. For bronzer, I'm gonna mix Fenty Islanding with Becca Capri Coast. So I kind of feel like the point of like these super glam looks is that they look amazing on camera. And for them to look amazing on camera, you tend to have a little bit more of a matte finish. I mean, it depends a lot on your camera skills, your cinematography abilities. Like, I'm not amazing at that at all. I don't always get the camera to see what I see in real life. So sometimes when I do like a really dewy makeup on camera, there's a hair right here that won't go away. Sometimes I look greasy and I can't figure out how to stop it. So I'm using a little bit more of matte products than I normally do. Usually I like a glowy bronzer, a glowy blush, a cream highlighter, not a lot of powder. But today, like I said, I feel like going for it. I'm going to bake using the Cover FX Translucent Light Powder. I haven't used this in such a long time. I seriously don't even know if I like it or not, so I hope I do. Hope I don't regret baking in general. I don't think I've baked in like over a year. Again, I'm really focusing on trying to get this kind of upward motion right here in the outer corner. I feel like this powder just completely disappeared into my skin and didn't bake at all. What the heck? All right, I'm gonna let this hang out on my face for a few minutes while I do my eyeliner and my mascara, and then I'll be right back to finish all this up with you. So I wiped the bake off, and I'm going to do my lower lash line in the same order I started doing my upper lash line with, which is this color, and then we're really gonna deepen out the outer corner with this color. I've already applied eye primer to the outer corner. So when I really feel like piling on makeup like I do right now, I can easily spend the same amount of time on my lower lash line as I do on the entirety of my upper lid, my eyelids. I can never figure out how to say that correctly. Then I'm gonna take this Makeup Geek Define Crease Brush to buff it out. Like, you definitely wanna go through and blend this type of a eye look as you go. Now I'm gonna go on with the darker shade that we worked with and a small brush again. I'm really taking this from inner corner to outer corner, but I want it to be thicker on the outer corner than the inner corner. Next, with that small brush we started with in our outer corner in the darkest color, it is been a storm. You guys might hear it because I can. When it storms around here, it does not play around. I lose power a lot of times. Let's speed through this. My eyelash glue is drying upon my lashes, and I'm just going to put some black eyeliner in the lower waterline and then put on some lower lash mascara. I'll smudge this black eyeliner out with black eyeshadow. The outer corner of my eye is starting to water. Do you see that? Oh, that's the most annoying thing in the world. For lashes, I'm going to use the Eylure London. These are called the Luxe Silk Lashes. I just bought like 12 pairs of these. I love them so much. Like, this is the lash I wish more companies would try to create, in that it's got the perfect ratio of thickness to length. But what makes me love it the most is that it deliberately curls up. Like, can you see that? How it curls up? It really opens up your eye. And I hate when lashes just kind of sit kind of straight across the eyelid, because it does not give that effect whatsoever. Wish my outer corner wasn't watering. That'd be swell. For blush, I'm going to use NARS Madly. I have so much going on in the eyes. I don't want a whole lot of stuff competing with it. For highlighter, I'm gonna use the Anastasia and Resi. What is it called? It's just called highlighter. Okay, creative, groundbreaking. I haven't used a powder highlighter in such a long time. I'm gonna spray some of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water on my face. For liner, I'm doing Milani Color Statement in number 4 All Natural. For lipstick, big shocker, Beauty from Christian Audet and Noel Thompson. Alright guys, this is the final look. I had a lot of fun with this. It's definitely not my norm, but I just told you guys in a recent video I feel like playing with a lot of colors, so you're probably going to see a lot of it in the coming videos. As always, thank you to the patrons. Really appreciate you guys' support. I'll be posting the live stream schedule probably in the next couple of days. And I have a pretty cool idea about what I would like to do to change the format over there. I've been thinking about it for a while and I think you guys are really gonna like it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video and if you guys enjoy these kind of straightforward tutorial types, or do you want me to continue to do the videos where I do my makeup and talk about some sort of particular issue on my mind. I'm down to do both. I have another type of video I'm thinking of doing where I do my makeup and chat with you guys with like a very specific topic. Overall, I think I just feel like playing with makeup. It's been a long time since I've been so inspired to do so, and I think maybe what I just needed was some distance from it for a little bit. Like anything, even if you love something a lot, if you have to do it all the time, it kind of loses its fun just a little bit, and I think that's what happened to me, and I feel a lot better about it. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Come hang out with me on Patreon and or the podcast. All that's down below as well. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.